Have faith. Let it begin. Hello, everyone. My name is Angel, and we hope that you're having a great week, especially after this holiday week. For some of you who have already started school, this should be airing on a Wednesday. So for some of you in New York State, school officially started today. So back to school to everybody. Have a great day. Hope you have everything you need and your school supplies and ready to go. Don't forget those number 2 pencils now. All right. Well, we want to start off by thanking GABBIE Santana for the use of her song Tested, which is our theme song. We want you to encourage everyone out there to please visit her YouTube channel, GABBIE Santana. Let's continue to subscribe to her channel. Let's view her original content, her videos and music. We can make her a star. We're doing the hashtag Road to the Grammys for her. I'd like to get started with something a little different. Lately, I have noticed certain things have happened in my life. So bear with me as I try to explain. As many of you know, I'm expecting my first child. And getting ready for that is something, it's uncharted waters for me. I am trying my best to try to figure out the best ways to set things in motion. I know that you can't really plan for the unexpected. I mean, we all know that the baby girl is coming. Again, I almost said her name, which is going to be a secret till the end. We know that, I'm learning anyway, that you can't just assume that all the plans that you put in place are going to be like spot on and you're going to be able to do it. But what I am learning is that, structure is important. And I'm grateful that my wife and I of, 11 years have had a really strong foundation where we communicate very well with one another. We, listen to each other when we are upset or are angry or, annoyed with each other. The hardest thing, though, of course, is dealing with outside opinions. Outside opinions are the hardest because everybody wants to chime in and teach you how they think that you should raise your child. And it's hard because you don't want to offend people, but no matter what you say, no matter what you do, no matter what actions you take, people get offended. And, for the longest time, I used to sit back and go, oh man, I better make amends and all this. But, part of me, I got to be honest with you, tends to just say, I've got to stick my, I got to keep my foot on the ground and stand my ground, because I can't just constantly change every time I say something or do something that offends people. And again, it's when I say offends, I'm not doing anything deliberate to offend anyone. I'm trying to be honest. Let me get more detailed, because I'm getting very vague, and that's not the point of the show. I'm a firm believer that, when a baby's brought into this world, you got to try your best to keep, the baby in a very good environment, a very clean environment. I'm aware that germs are going to come no matter what, and, after she has her shots, and, you kind of want your baby to get germs because that's the way they fight off bacteria, and that's how they get their immune systems stronger, which totally I understand. But my theory is, if you can avoid putting them in an environment that you feel is not as clean as you'd like it to be, you have to avoid that type of atmosphere. So I shared that with certain people, and they were not happy with that. They took it as if I was saying that they were dirty. They took it as if they were saying that they were not clean. And that wasn't the point. What I'm saying was, let's all try to get on the same page. Let's all make sure that the atmosphere or the environment that we're going to put this child in is in a very clean, welcoming, home-based environment. So, as you can tell by my tone today, it hasn't gone over well. And people have been offended, they've been hurt, and I don't know what else to say. That was not my intention. I have no problem apologizing for hurting their feelings, but I have to be a grown-up and I have to be a father. It's not that it's just one-sided. This is something that my wife and I both agreed upon. It wasn't like I had to fight for this to, tell my wife this is what I feel and she was battling me. We both agreed on this. So, where am I going with this topic? In life, you're going to encounter people that you may offend. And here's the part that really, really doesn't make sense to me. And I would love feedback on this because, you know what, honestly, if I'm wrong, I'd be the first to tell you that I'm wrong. And for those that really don't know me, I can be very stubborn. I'm a very stubborn person when I want to be. When I think I'm right, I'll stay strong to it. But I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to listen to the other side. And if I feel that I was wrong, I will admit to it. I'll own it. I've always believed in owning something when you are definitely wrong. The thing is that I believe in being totally honest with someone. Now, there's a way to be honest with someone and talk to them one-on-one. And there's also ways where people say things in front of other people. And I think that's wrong. I think that if there's something you want to say to someone, you should say it to them. Now, I didn't have the privilege. I shouldn't say privilege. I did not have the opportunity. Again, I didn't have the opportunity to discuss this to someone. It was done in conversation. So it didn't give me the chance to properly sit down and say, listen. Because I would have worded it a lot better. And I would have made it more appropriate conversation-like. Instead, it's gotten to the point now where now people are offended and hurt. And I don't know what's going to happen. I'll keep you posted on that. So, I was always raised that if you have something to say, it is important to be honest with that person. Again, you don't just blurt it out in front of people. You pull the person aside and say, listen, I've got to talk to you. I want to share something with you that it's been bothering me or something that I feel that I need to tell you. And you be honest with that person. And I would think that certain people would be respectful to the fact that, you're being honest. But I guess in some cases, maybe you're not supposed to say certain things, I guess. I guess there's an old expression, some things are better off not said. But if it's something that I feel needs to be said because it's going to affect an outcome or a future situations or social events, don't you think it should be said? I don't know. So I guess today is more of a venting for me for the first time because I'm battling a mini storm, and I prayed about it this morning, and I feel good that things will eventually work out. I know that time heals wounds, and I know that people will. Unfortunately, some of these people that I have offended, in my opinion, again, my opinion, and this could offend them too, but it's my opinion. Some people don't forgive. They hold a grudge. We've talked about certain things like that, and there's going to be an episode called Holding a Grudge. And I don't know, it's just something that I'm really torn between because I don't want to take back what I said, but I want to make it more clear as to where my intentions were rather than make it offensive. So today's episode is really more of me asking all of you, what would you have done in this situation? Or have you been put in this situation where you wanted to tell someone something and you didn't either know how to do it, you did do it, and what was the repercussions because of it? I just feel that it's a very tough topic. It's a very tough situation, but it's one that sometimes needs to be addressed. And I have to leave it at that, because if I go any further, it becomes rambling, and then all of a sudden I'm talking to myself, and I'm really talking to all of you. So I'm asking you for feedback on this episode. I'm asking my viewers to help me. What would you do in my situation? And what have you done in this situation? Until then, have a great week. I hope you had a great day. And may God be with you. Have faith. Let it begin.
Don't you see that your faith is coming